So welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Vinai Venkatesham is the main man. Well, that's what I took from yesterday's video that Spurs released. Now, where to begin with all of this? Vinai turns on the camera and says, I reiterate, Tottenham Hotspur not for sale. The Lewis family have said that Tottenham Hotspur are not for sale. Now, do we believe that? Do you not? Listen, let's be brutally honest. If we were up for sale, they're not going to turn around and say, yeah, we're for sale, but we need to hit the magic number. So, pinch of salt. But what we are getting now is we are getting a lot of communication out of Tottenham Hotspur. You think in the 6 months or so, the 4 or 5 months, whatever it is, since Vinai has been at Tottenham, there has been a lot of communication. You've had the overlap interview with Gary Neville and Daniel Levy. You had the first interview with Daniel Levy and Vinai himself. You've now got the interview that came out yesterday. The manager interviews are coming out of the media centre at Spurs, and they're a lot longer. There's a lot more information. So are we seeing a change? Now, the Arsenal fans, they will warn you that Vinai Venkatesham talks a great game, that he's very communicative, that he's very, very passionate, he's a great speaker, he's a leader of men in that aspect. But they do say that there's not a lot of action behind it. Now, is that salty Arsenal fans? Is that Arsenal fans just a little bit hurt that one of their own jumped over to the white side of North London? I don't know. Now, for me, I don't really have a strong opinion on this either way. All of this, is it for sale, is it not, who's in charge? But what I do know is this: we asked for communication, we've got communication. But a lot of people will now play this off as, oh, it's a PR stunt. Now, okay, let's go with that theory. If it's a PR stunt, how can the club win? We didn't like it when we didn't hear anything, and people don't like it when they hear too much. So what is the happy medium? In those types of interviews, in those types of videos that are done, can I ask, what is it that people are expecting to see? What is it that people are expecting? Are they expecting that Tottenham Hotspur will come out and say, yes, we are 100% for sale, and we are looking for the nearest bid to 3 billion, 4 billion? Or are they turning around and saying, no, we're not for sale, and it actually means that? I genuinely don't know. I don't think the club can win on this front. But what I do know is this: Vinai yesterday gave us a good rundown as to who are the Lewis family. Now, just doing a simple Google search would allow anybody in the last 20, 25 years to have acknowledged, who are they? Who are the key players? Viv. By the way, they're being called the Lewis kids. They're in their 60s. These people are in their 60s. They are not children. These are hard-nosed business people. So the question is this: what do we know now that we didn't know before? Well, we know that Viv Lewis was on tour. We know that she goes to a lot of the games. We know that Charlie is going to be a lot more involved than he was before. But what does that mean? Are the Lewis family now suddenly going to start chucking more money at it? For example, we heard a rumour yesterday that the Lewis family are going to be in attendance for the West Ham game on Saturday. Now, this is something that Joe Lewis, their father, never did. He never attended games, maybe in the earlier days, but now in his late 80s, this is a guy that lives in the Bahamas, sits on a yacht, sipping cocktails, probably getting massages, never turned up to the games. So what difference does that make? As a fan, do you care? Do you genuinely care that Vivian Lewis and Charlie Lewis are going to be attending games? No. What you care about, what I care about is, are they going to start backing a manager? Now, people will all have their own meaning as to what backing means. Spurs spend a lot of money, but we've always spent a lot of money on quantity and not quality. So the only thing we care about surely is what happens in the next transfer windows. Are Spurs going to get to the January window and say, right, here's a Savio at 75 million on 250 grand a week? I'm just using him for example, by the way. Are we going to rock up and start taking better players from better clubs? And if that doesn't happen, then what has all of this change been for? What does it mean? Nothing. And it's as my man Sean Butler says, you're putting lipstick on a pig. That's all you're doing. if the Lewis kids, if the Lewis kids rock up and run this the exact same way that their father did, then this is lipstick on a pig. And they would have thrown Daniel Levy under the bus. And there's the last topic of conversation for today. Has Daniel Levy been thrown under the bus? Everyone, including myself for years, we've been so frustrated at the way that Daniel Levy has run this club. But more and more it looks like he was just following the directive set out to him by the owners, by the majority owners. Was Daniel Levy hamstrung? I don't know, you don't know, I'm just asking the question here. I don't feel sorry for him. This guy's a billionaire. This is a guy that right now, as Simon Jordan said yesterday on TalkSport, he's probably lawyering up. Something has probably happened and Daniel Levy's been given a bit of the elbow, a bit of the old Spanish archer. But was he thrown under the bus? I don't know. You don't know. None of us really know at the moment. And one thing is for sure, when Daniel Levy releases a biography or an autobiography, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how he run the club. Was it his directive? Was it Lewis's directive? Do the Lewis kids now change that directive? I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Much love. I'll be back live on Thursday. Take care. And all I'll say is this. Sometimes be careful what you wish for. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side. Much love, take care, and as always, come on, you Spurs.